Hello, my friends. Another dedicated candle review for you today. We are going to be talking about Caramel Sunday's Dad's Fresh Cut Fraser. Now, this is a candle that I purchased during the October restock, which was when they initially launched a lot of their holiday candles or their Christmas candles. And this fragrance initially in that restock was available in a 4-wick 40 ounce. It was available in this 2-wick. This is about 18 ounces of 100% soy wax. And then they also had it in the huge, large 150 ounce vessel. Now for the November restock, they will be making this fragrance available once again in this 2-wick format. Little bit of a spoiler alert for the way that this review is going. Unfortunately, they are not offering it in any larger sizes. I wish that they were. Yeah, a little bit of a spoiler alert. So let's go ahead and get into the meat of this review. Like I said, this is one of their 2-wick vessels. These do retail for $31.99. That does include the cost of shipping. If you have never shopped with Caramel Sundays before, I will make sure to let you know how you can attempt to get your hands on this one at the end of this video. So, fragrance notes on this candle are listed as top notes of evergreen, chopped pine, mid notes of cedar and balsam, base note of amber, moss, and vanilla. Now, one of the things that Caramel Sundays started doing on this most recent restock, if I move the camera a little bit closer, you might be able to see on the label there, they started including fragrance notes right underneath the title. So it's a little bit difficult to read from that angle, but from back here, I will tell you that the notes listed on the label are cypress, evergreen, cedar, balsam, and vanilla. All right, so the reason why I initially purchased this candle in a 2-wick is because I can be quite particular about tree fragrances. You guys know, if you've been with my channel any length of time, personally, when it comes to a tree fragrance, I like ones that are a little bit more woody, that have a little bit more warmth behind them. I like the smell of pine needles, but I don't want it to be overly astringent. I don't like things to be too sharp or crisp when it comes to tree fragrances, at least not for the holiday seasons. Sometimes I like it like after the holidays, like in January. That's when I want kind of more of that, like I wouldn't even say that I want, but like that I seem to appreciate more of those like cold, crisp tree fragrances. So the reason why I was a little bit hesitant about purchasing this in a larger vessel is knowing that I can be quite particular about tree fragrances, and I don't always really know what to expect looking at the fragrance notes, whether or not I will enjoy a fragrance. I had a suspicion that I might like this one, mainly because some of the notes that are listed in here, evergreen, I tend to like. Cedar, I tend to like. Balsam can be hit or miss for me. But then the vanilla note in there in the base, you guys, really is what kind of gives this fragrance the chef's kiss perfection. Y'all, I love this tree fragrance. It is definitely in line with what I like. It is a warm, slightly woodsy type of tree fragrance. It is very authentic to a Christmas tree in your home. If you get a fresh cut Christmas tree, which I have been using a fake tree now probably for like the last 15 years, almost 16 years now. That happened really once I became a parent. I was like, I don't have the money to go spend on, real trees every year. I live in an area where I can't just go chop down a tree. I mean, I guess I could go drive 2.5 hours away maybe and do that, but I didn't want the mess. I also have a cat. I thought, oh, that might be challenging. So regardless, I've been dealing with fake trees for 15 years, but in my childhood, my parents always got a fresh cut tree. And this fragrance to me definitely smells like, we went to the Christmas tree lot, brought it back into our home, stuck it in the water stand, and just the fragrance that fills the home from a fresh cut tree. That is what I am smelling here. This is not overly astringent. The notes that my nose is definitely picking up on, I definitely get the evergreen in here, the cedar. The balsam is in there as well. The balsam note lends a little bit of, I think it gives it a little bit more of the pine element that most people would want. I would say that this is a little bit more authentic pine tree fragrance than, say, Kringle Candle Snow-Capped Fraser leans definitely a lot more woody, whereas this definitely just has a beautiful balance of the pine. But I will say that the vanilla note in the background, while this is not a gourmand candle at all. If you want an authentic gourmand mixed with a tree note, you're going to want Santa's House from Caramel Sundays. That's not what this is at all. The vanilla in here is definitely more a fragrance note that is brought out to kind of, I would say, balance out the woody notes, the tree notes. It's a beautifully balanced fragrance. Fragrance comparisons, you guys, if you are familiar with some other brands, I would say that this compares to my nose, very similar to Time's Fraser Fur. If you are familiar with Kringle's Christmas, it's in that line, not a dupe, but if you like Kringle's Christmas, which honestly, you guys, has normally been like my #1 tree fragrance, I'm going to tell you guys, this one, I'm going to give the slight edge to. I really mean that, you guys. I have been blown away. I am kicking myself that I did not buy this in the 4-wick because I just really, really love the scent. Another fragrance, I guess like a Bath and Body Works comparison, I would say that this is maybe similar to like Vanilla Balsam. If you like Vanilla Balsam from Bath and Body Works, kind of in that same family. Just a really beautiful fragrance. This is, again, spoiler alert, on my wish list to repurchase in the November restock. And that's saying a lot, you guys, because you guys know Caramel Sundays does not send out PR, nor do they don't send me anything for free. I purchase Caramel Sundays with my own money. And you guys know, as a reviewer, I generally tend to prioritize spending money on fragrances that are new, so that way I can review them for my channel. It says a lot when I decide to repurchase a fragrance. And I am telling you guys, I am prioritizing repurchasing this fragrance in the November restock. That's how much I love this scent. Now let's go ahead and talk about the performance. You can see I am already at the halfway mark on this candle. I have actually had this one lit now for, probably about 4 hours now. I am going to extinguish it after I am done. Caramel Sundays candles, I do say, particularly in this 2-wick model, I don't find it to be the case in the 4-wicks, but in this 2-wick, because it has kind of this like apothecary style lip going on the vessel, sometimes if you let the candle go a little bit longer, particularly towards the bottom half, you might accrue a little bit of soot around the rim. So if that's something that bothers you, I would say after about 2.5, 3 hours, go ahead, extinguish the wicks, trim off any excess carbon, and then you can go ahead and relight it if you want. I do also find that the soot around the rim, I'm not really getting a whole lot, you guys. I'm just starting to see maybe a little bit on this burn, again, because I'm getting a little bit lower and I have had this burning for 4 hours and I did not take the time to trim and relight. I will say that if you just take a baby wipe or like a softly dampened towel or like microfiber cloth and just run it along the rim, it wipes off quite easily. But again, this is the first time with this candle that I'm seeing any amount of soot right there. And again, it's very, very minimal. Strength and throw on this one, you guys, is I'm going to give the throw about a 7. Strength is a solid 8, I would say. Now, that being said, I would say that it hit that probably like more like the second burn. First burn with soy wax candles are always kind of like a throwaway burn to me, to be honest. I don't really gauge how well a candle is going to perform for me on a first burn, particularly with soy wax, because I do find that soy wax does need to be very, very hot. And sometimes it takes a couple of burns for all of the fragrance oils to kind of meld together and really come to life. That has just generally been my experience, not just with Caramel Sundays, but like with Kringle Candle as well, which is also a 100% soy wax formula. But yeah, strength on this is about an 8. Throw is about a 7. I do get slightly increased throw if I put this one into a hurricane. That is something that a lot of the Caramel Sundays, I guess Kringle too, any candle really, if you put it into a hurricane, usually it's going to give you a little bit of an uptick in strength and throw. But I have been pretty happy with the performance of this one so far outside of a hurricane. I've been burning it on my little quilt rack in my living room there, and it definitely is very present in the living room. The reason why I'm giving the throw about a 7 is because I don't smell it as well once I move out into the kitchen area of my open concept. But I'm not mad about it. Like I said, it is on my wish list to pick up again, and I would highly recommend it, particularly if you like fragrances like the ones that I just kind of gave a comparison to. Then I think that this will be a safe bet for you. So overall, you guys, definitely 2 thumbs up on this one. Now, if you are unfamiliar with caramel sundaes, I know a lot of my subscribers are. I know that they've kind of gotten a lot of hype here on YouTube, so I don't think that there's a lot of people that are not familiar with them, but there's always new people coming into the candle community. And so just to let you guys know, caramel sundaes, their business model is a little bit different than some of the other candle companies that I review here on YouTube. They are a small business based out of Monroe, Georgia. They are getting bigger, I would say, in terms of their ability to store some candles. But their business model, what works for them is that they typically will announce every month when their candles are going to be available. They also offer other products, by the way, you guys. They have body care products, they have some home care products, but just for the sake of what I'm talking about right now, we're sticking to candles. All of their products they have in monthly restock. So for November, the restock is going to be taking place on Sunday, November 23rd at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can text the word candle. I have it down in my description box. You would think that I would have that memorized by right now, but I don't. And you can text the word candle to go ahead and get 2 minutes early access. And what that gets you, you guys, is that you want to have your list ready to go. You go in, you quickly check out. Again, I have a whole Caramel Sundays playlist with all of my tips and tricks, but I do just want to say that if you go to the Caramel Sundays website right now to look for this candle, it's going to say that it is sold out. And it is because they only restock these candles once a month, and once they're gone, they're gone. They do tend to sell out quite quickly. So it is a little bit Hunger Games style, and I know that that style of shopping is not for everybody. I personally don't mind it. It's a nice adrenaline rush once a month. But I would say that if you are choosing to shop with them, that you want to make sure that you have your wish list ready to go. The time to peruse and shop around is not at 7 p.m. on the restock days. It is way before then, and you even want to have some priority given to what candles you want to purchase. So, or if there's other products you want to purchase. So anyways, lots of tips and tricks on there, but I will make sure that I have Caramel Sundays Instagram listed below, as well as our website. So you can go ahead and go over and check out what their offerings are going to be. But overall, you guys, this one definitely 2 thumbs up. This has shot up to being one of my like staple holiday fragrances now moving forward. I really, really like this scent. And yeah, you get the gist. So please let me know in the comment section down below if you've purchased this candle, what your burn experience has been. Is this one on your wish list for the November restock? Be curious to know. Once again, please hit thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Consider subscribing to my channel if you are new. I do want to say thank you so very, very much for spending your time here with me today. And until my next one, I hope you all go out and have a very blessed day. Bye.